Hey guys, how's it going? It's Tina here. In this episode of Star Wars Long, I'm talking about one of the species in the Star Wars universe called the Advozsec. Now, according to if you just look at the pictures, you can see what they look like. And if you've ever played Star Wars: The Old Republic, then you would have seen that species crop up in there quite a few times. Otherwise, if you haven't, you would have probably seen it in one or two background scenes in a couple of the Star Wars movies, but that's about it. But in this video, I'm going to be talking a bit more about them as a species. Alright, and we'll just kick it off. Well, the Advozsec were the most notoriously pessimistic species in the galaxy. Advozsec organizers were in great demand in the days of the Old Republic due to their ability to plan for every contingency and, critically, adapt to and act on any other circumstances that might occur. In a time of great crisis, it was often an Advozsec plan that saved lives. The Advozsec homeworld Riflor was the middle planet of the only 3 surviving worlds of the unstable Riflori system, which was located near the Carillion trade spine. Now, uniquely, the system had 3 suns, which were at constant gravitational war with each other, and the inner planet Zerku and the outer planet Tedrivoz, oh damn, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing these correctly, were barren of life as a result of following destructive orbits. Now, torn by the intense gravitational forces, Riflor was a world of volcanoes and earthquakes, and despite all that, life managed to adapt and grow in the caves of this ash-shrouded world. Hot springs provided water, which allowed plants to grow, and nurture a species of reptilian herbivore that eventually became the Advozsec. Because of their habitat, Advozsec could see incredibly well in low light, but was sensitive to bright light, and they had excellent hearing. The males had a distinctive stout dark horn protruding from their foreheads. Now, Advozsec were actually strict vegetarians and tended to become very ill if they ingested any form of animal protein. And they were sensitive to the cold, particularly cold liquids, to which they showed an almost allergic response. Advozsec civilization, as well as the Advozsec mindset, was perfectly adapted to living on a world where at any moment the sky, or more specifically the cave ceiling, could collapse. Advozsec developments in technology, building design and materials became standard on many worlds where seismic activity was a problem. The buildings on Riflor were never known for their beauty, as it was never assumed the structure would survive the next earthquake or volcanic eruption. Their constructions were modular, allowing for one area to collapse without taking the rest of the building with it. Survival gear was worn as a day-to-day necessity. Riflor's Catastrophe Corps was the planetary institution charged with reacting to the many natural disasters that plagued the world. Now, Advozsec rescue vehicles, equipment, and techniques were without doubt the best in the galaxy. The planet was run by powerful ruling families, whose style of government was often compared to that of organized criminals on other planets. Now, the Advozsec themselves accepted the system without question, as they had little time or inclination for material possessions. They instead focused on the pragmatic value of credits. Ever since their first contact with the Old Republic, some roughly about 10,000 years before the Battle of Endor, the Advozsec were respected as thorough and tenacious, if somewhat slow, methodical, and cynical, bureaucrats, information brokers, and, on occasion, spies and smugglers. And that is the Advozsec, as seen in many of the games, or in the background scenes of some of the movies. And yeah, so if you like the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to help support the channel, and keep up to date with all my latest Star Wars lore videos. And as always, I'll talk to you all in the next one. See ya.